Alright. I didn't stream yesterday because was spending the day playing some games that I wanted to play that I didn't want to stream. Uh, but we're playing this today, because why not? I'll go with English subtitles for one. And let's open up my dashboard. Also close my Minecraft launcher. Because I was debating between playing this and playing Minecraft. And then I chose this, because this is fun, and I like this. Let me open up my video thingy on Twitch so I can see what's going on. Get my stream manager up. Alrighty. Oh, hello. I just realized that someone's already... Hi. I'm gonna go English subtitles and confirm. Have I played this game before? No. That looks good on stream. Please enter the current time. That, I think... Is there, like, time things for this game? That'd be weird. Sure, I'll do that. It is 1:38 p.m. Okay, understood. Going through setting up the settings because I forgot if the game just starts. Well, that's neat. Let me go into settings though and go to video and make sure that this is... Oh, full screen mode is indeed borderless now. Good, I'm glad that it knows what I want. Let's get that 90 FOV. Cool. Let's begin.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big
I have
building.
two. Oh,
where
wait,
he
I'm
was
one of the viewers. That's
employee
right.
Number 427.
It's like I have two viewers. Someone else already showed up. That's me.
Employee number 427's
But hello,
job was
Malcolm.
simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
I'm glad Stanley was happy.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi.
What if it was just
Never
like the
in
day
all
off,
his years at
right?
the company had this happened. This complete isolation.
Like, what if they just
Something
had
was
a
very
day off
clearly wrong.
and he just didn't get the memo?
Frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest
Like, do you check your
time.
company email,
But as
Stanley?
he came to his wits and regained his senses,
At all?
he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
I don't think I will. I don't think I'm going to do that. I don't want to step out of the office. I'm going to get ending number 1 as fast as possible. I've seen some of this game. I've seen the original. I have no clue what's in the deluxe edition. But I'm not going to leave the office. I have not been given an order, thus I will not leave. I like that the clock is actually the right time, though. That's nice. Is it the right time? No, it's not. Wait a minute. Why are you not the right time? You asked for my real time and then don't even have the real time on here. What game design? Anything that I can read? Oh, I wish I could read that. Oh, there isn't a jump button. That's wild. No jump, no sprint, but there is crouch. I hate Mondays. I will not leave the office. Can I see in here? If I clip through it? Oh, there's nothing. Are these lights? Why aren't they on? Why is the only thing on in my office that blinding lamp? Why? Come on now.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure.
I figured it out.
What if he had to make a decision? What
It
if
wasn't a
crucial
wait, it was
outcome
just
fell
close the
under
door.
his responsibility. He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed.
Then days had years
Had
gone by.
He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon,
I love this person's
very
voice.
soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
The end of the there we go. Ending number 1. Oh, wonderful. I want to start that dialogue
Stanley
again.
simply couldn't
And then just
handle the pressure.
Oh, why can't I open the door? No. End the game again. I wanted to reopen the door. Didn't work. Oh, apparently just pressing
All of
E.
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
You can't jump.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Oh, nice.
Perhaps he had simply missed
One
a memo.
moment. No, I have it. I
no
have.
matter how hard
There's a
Stanley
way to.
wrote, he couldn't find a trace
No,
of his
come on.
co-workers.
Come on. Speed run. Speed run. Come on. Ah. Oh no. Well, I'm out here now.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then
Oh,
praised the game for
yay.
its insightful and witty commentary
Good job,
into
game.
the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we
I've
take a minute
flashbanged
just
my
to drink
viewers.
it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet? Ah, then in that case, we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question.
Why did you ask me
What
the
do you
question?
think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration?
You know?
And this is Rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected Continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not.
Can
In
I go back?
I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky.
Can I go back now?
Well now, I've built up the other option so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here.
I'm so
continue
tempted to
with the
come back
game,
here.
Or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
I guess we go back to the beginning of the game, and then we do it again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could
No,
it mean?
let me up.
Stanley decided
Let me
to
up.
go to the meeting room.
Let me
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. At first, Stanley assumed
Yeah, I
he'd
know.
broken
I
the
know I
map
broke the map.
until he heard this narration and
Come
realized
on.
it was part of the game's design all along.
Shut up.
He then
I just
praised
want to
the
hear the
game for its
unique line.
insightful and witty commentary
I
into
don't
the nature
care.
of video game structure
Please.
and its examination of structural
Ah!
narrative tropes. So, now
It's
that you're
fine.
here, what
It's
do
okay.
you think? Isn't this a fun and
I
unique
lost
place
where
to
I
be?
was.
Why don't we take a
You know,
minute
there's a way to
just
recreate
drink
this
it all
type of
in?
room in Minecraft.
Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think?
Just
Are
to
you
get a
serious,
bunch of white
Gilgit?
maps and, like, light them up from the back.
Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time you want. Like, right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit.
Nope.
Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal
No, it's
conflict going
funny.
on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain.
I'm smiling. Oh, this is lovely.
There once was a man named Stanley,
Oh, this is lovely.
who people considered so manly. But the truth must be
wonderful.
told, he was not very old and was quite particularly gangly. What Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this parable. And makes
Wonderful.
existence quite
How
terrible.
is?
And if you are not strong and
I've been
keep
wanting to
playing
stream this
along,
game since
you
the
too will
deluxe
become quite
released,
unbearable.
but I didn't have the money for it. And a friend of mine,
You
lovely
too
friend,
will
bought it
become
for me, and
quite
so now I'm
unbearable.
streaming it. This was worth it. Just sitting here waiting for whatever this is. I have found 2 things so far. The one for staying in the room, and the one for going through the window. And then I'm listening to both ends of this. Now, I haven't seen any of the new endings. I have seen all of the old endings, though. I see that. Luckily, Ryan isn't here, because otherwise you'd have an English teacher trying to correct you on your spelling. Oh, there it is. Is it done? I think it's done. Alright, back to the start of the game we go.
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He
Oh, I
hoped very
immediately...
much
I did a
that it
180.
was.
Wow. I want in. Let me in. Let me in the funny number. Wait a minute. I forget. Is this window open? No, it's not. One of these windows is open, and I'm pretty sure you can, like... I don't know. Good job. Huh. Wild.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to
It's
stop
okay.
by the employee lounge first,
I wanna go by the lounge.
just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring.
It is
It
a
had
nice
really
lounge.
been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, but eager to get back to business. Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps, but in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the
I
platform
died.
and plunged to his
Well
death.
then, whoops.
Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
You're gonna watch a while you eat breakfast and then go to bed. You know, that's a plan.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
I don't think I will.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow.
No, I want to be in the
just
broom
an
closet.
empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
No, I'm good.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Sweet fuck all. I love it. This game's amazing.
Are you really still in the broom closet?
Uh-huh.
Standing
Yeah, I am.
around doing nothing? Why?
Because it's funny.
Please offer me some explanation.
Funny,
here.
innit?
I'm genuinely confused.
Because I like listening to your voice. I won't listen to all of your voice lines. Thank you.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it. Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about
I'm
this with your
dancing in the
friends,
closet.
you'll
You
say,
shut up.
Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite. I hope your friends
Hashtag
find
Cole
this
right now.
concerning.
The broom closet ending was my favorite.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Interesting. Wild. Don't tell me how to live my life.
I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it
Oh,
begins
no.
to decompose.
How thoughtful, though.
Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead.
Unfortunately, I'm using a
They have fallen
headset.
prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative
They are
of the
countless, aren't
long-term
they?
sustainability
We can die to a
of
lot
your
of things.
species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming. so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Yeah, sure.
Ah, second player, it's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
Yeah?
You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Nope. I don't remember how far this ending goes. I just know I'm not leaving. For at least a couple minutes. Trying to remember how far this ending goes. Look at the detail on all these things. How stock image they are. The damn handle has more detail than the brush. Or at least proper detail, like it's rendered better. Ah, this reminds me of Viscera Cleanup. That was a fun stream. I don't know, actually, if there's any more to this. Is there any more to this ending, Cole? I forget. How long can I sit in here? So I don't think he gets any, like, more mad. Though there was an ending mentioned about the closet. Well, yeah, he said that, and then I went back in. Oh, well.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walks upstairs to his boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it.
I'm down here now.
He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk?
Wait a minute.
All because he believed everyone had vanished.
Wait a minute.
His boss would think he was
This
crazy.
isn't right.
And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my coworkers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason.
This isn't right.
None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he...
You know, that's a good point. Why can't I see my feet, narrator? Why are the doors closing behind me, huh?
And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar.
A little bit, huh?
Simply repeating. No,
I can't go backwards.
He said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it.
Wild.
I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream.
Only Stanley's dreaming. I'm not.
To have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon.
I think.
I'll have to go
I don't
back
know.
to my boring...
Now I might be going crazy.
Buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined...
Apparently that was there.
And began to gently float above the ground.
No. I don't want to fly. I don't want to fly.
Space on a magical star field.
I don't want to fly.
Two appeared. It was so
I don't want to fly.
Fun. And Stanley marveled
no, thank you.
that he had still not woken up.
I don't want this.
He remaining so lucid. And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered
I'm streaming.
Stanley's head. One
you noticed? What do you mean you noticed?
Are
you watching? Oh, you're watching my stream. I was wondering who the fifth person was. Hello.
Now the voice was describing itself being
Stanley,
who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice.
I don't know what's going on. It's okay though.
Thinking about
why are you sitting here? You can go back to your watch from your phone in your room. You don't need to watch it live. You are watching it live, but you don't need to watch it live.
This was not a dream. How Could it be? Was Stanley
What?
simply deceiving himself? Believing that
So?
if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right
Bye.
now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream.
I was in control.
So
I
he
killed
closed
myself
his
earlier.
eyes gently, and he invited
No, wait.
himself to wake up.
No, wait.
He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin,
No, wait.
the press of the mattress on his back,
No, wait.
the fresh air of a world.
I want to be able to
outside
navigate
this
still,
one.
game. Let me...
Let me wake up, he thought to himself.
Let me...
I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over.
Okay, so I can go backwards.
Let me go back
and
to
then
my
to
job.
the left.
Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please.
Maybe?
It's all I want. I want my apartment,
There we
and
go.
my wife,
Where am I?
and my job. All
Where-
I want is my life
Ah!
exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal.
Oh, there's the car.
I am normal.
So this
Everything
way.
will be fine.
Oh, I got through the door again.
I am okay.
Where? Oh, I'm in here. I got through two of the... But bye. Good night.
Stanley began
Or
screaming.
morning.
Please, someone wake me up.
Well,
My name is Stanley.
oh my
I have
God.
A boss, I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Oh, no.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Huh? Pardon?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work.
Huh?
But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
No calling of authorities?
A
Okay.
soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
What? Huh? Okay. Also, I'm absolutely eating, so I got hungry.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided, oh, no. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
I love that.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley, yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Huh. Weird. Fun.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go
I am
unanswered
Munch
for
Crunch.
long. Whoops. Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out. Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have, an incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow. I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
Yeah, I don't know why I can't do that anymore. Like, they took it off and I can't get notifications on my Twitch app for streamers. It's really weird, but hi! Hi, Micah the Rat. Just Micah, mostly.
Incredible.
Or the Rat. Either or
Now
works.
he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this?
I wonder if the elevator will just break. Sorry, I was using my left hand for a second there.
Did you think we were going to go forward down the spooky corridor? No. It's time once again to go
Back up
in the elevator.
Up we go!
I can't even begin to grapple with what might be up there. Is it the boss's office again?
That's fair,
Oh,
Micah.
boy, if it's the boss's office this time, the suspense is killing me.
Oh, why are there 6 people? Hi guys! Hi everyone! Hello the many peoples. Can I walk back in here? Will he have more dialogue? What?
Oh my god.
Oh my god!
It's the boss's
It's
office.
the boss's office! Excuse me.
This absolutely changes everything for me. Give me a timeout here for a minute while I process.
It is breakfast time. I didn't expect that one.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm prepared to embrace this stunning revelation and to move forward with... No, wait. No, I need more time to process.
This game is a gem. I love this game. I should have grabbed more water. Hey, I know you're watching. Can you grab me a water? I know one of my
All
family
right.
members is
I
watching and
have
is in the
fully come
house.
to terms with it. I have made space in my worldview for this astonishing
I
new
need more
reality.
water, and I forgot to grab
As
some when I got
before,
up earlier.
I turn to your expert eye for gripping narrative, Master Stanley.
Water. I want a water. So? Where's the open pack of water? What happened to all of it? No! There was so much water in there. All right, time to go back down the elevator. Oh wait, there's a piano. Aw, no piano sounds. Maybe 2. What are you oh my godding? I'm giving you content.
Of course. Going back down in the elevator. How did I not anticipate it? I mean,
Oh, hey,
sure,
look,
now
going
it's
down.
obvious, but you have to understand that 30 seconds ago, this kind of thing had never been attempted before. I had no frame of reference to even anticipate it.
Thank you, by
That's
the way.
just how revelatory Stanley's decision-making is. A
bro.
breath of fresh air in a landscape of
Don't hit
storytelling
me.
that has grown stale and repetitive.
Oh, don't hit my screen either. Thank you. Much water. I probably have water in a bag somewhere too over here, and I don't know where it is. Oh, it's broken. No, I want to go back up. We can't do bits until I'm a affiliate, so...
You know what? I've just thought of something. Hold on, let's stop for a minute.
It would be cheer something, though, if you had bits.
It's the anticipation, Stanley.
Wait.
You
what?
and I, we have no way of knowing what will be at the top of this elevator. But the suspense, the agony of waiting and anticipating and having to guess, that's the real thrill.
Eventually it'll
I
change,
simply
right?
don't want to let that feeling go. It's so precious, so fleeting.
Right, I know. You
Why
can't
don't we
donate
take
to
this
your streamer
elevator
until
ride
they're
nice
affiliate.
and slow.
I'll sit
There
here and
we
wait.
go.
I'll talk to people that are
Isn't
talking
this
to me.
so much more exciting? You know, Stanley, it seems like nowadays
There is
the
a way
only
to
thing
set up
that
on
audiences
Streamlabs a
want
donations
is to be
thing,
shocked as loudly
but
and frequently
I don't
as
really want to
possible.
do that because
They
that
want
involves,
big,
like,
explosive moments
needing
flung
to
right in their faces from the very moment that
fix
things
a bunch
get
of things
started. But
and, like,
where's
get
the
it actually
tension?
working.
Where's the trust in the audience?
Because I think I can link
to
a
build
PayPal
slow and nuanced appreciation for the story, the characters.
and
Why
change
aren't
the
we given
PayPal's
time
name.
to imagine the surprises, to have to think and to anticipate,
That's like a whole
and then to
process.
marvel at the eventual reveal. This is storytelling, Stanley. What you and I are doing right now. This is the most exciting narrative to be developed.
Why can't I
in
stop
years.
here?
And it's really all because of you.
I want to
You're
stop
the
here.
One
I
who
want
took
to.
this
This
bold
is
step
where I
of
want.
revisiting the exact same locations over and over. Truly,
Ah!
I mean it. This is
It's
unique and different.
Teabag. It's a
not
teabag.
like anything else out there. You
Wait,
see,
was it
I
green
want
teabag that was
stories
yesterday?
surprise
It
me,
was.
Stanley.
Hello.
I want to have to think.
Welcome
I
back.
want to be engaged and not pandered to. We're being fed such unimaginative drivel all the time, and we all...
I can turn up the game a bit. Maybe. No, it's max. What I can do is I can turn up the computer. Or no, wait. I have a mixer right here. I can turn up the game volume. I got you.
all know it, which is why we're so starved for content that makes us feel sharp and vital and alive. That's why people like you so much, Stanley.
There we
because
go.
you're not afraid to spit in the face of tradition. You're a
It should be
role
turned up
model,
now.
you know? People look up
But it
to
also
you.
might be louder than
Which
me.
is why... Oh, I didn't know when to spring this on you, but, well, I've gathered a little press conference for you, so that you can talk about your work and your storytelling and your life. Yes, I know you're not much for the public eye, but I thought it would especially mean a lot to the people who have been following you from the beginning. They really look up to you, Stanley.
There is, like, a
I
ton
don't
of
know
people
if
in this
you
elevator.
realize
You just
the
don't know
impact
it.
you have on them. This is the kind of gesture that might leave a tremendous impact on them for the better.
Wait a minute.
Oh, good, we're
This
here.
is different. Also, is it better?
Okay,
Game
the
louder
room
now?
we're holding the press conference should be just around the corner here somewhere.
Wait, no. No, I shouldn't have left. Damn. Okay. I've made a mistake. It's okay. I probably couldn't have went down anyway. I want to see the press conference. Also nice. Ogre and fun. I just haven't played
Yes,
it
here it is, just through this
because I'm
door.
basic boy.
All right, are you ready? I've told them you're going to speak a little bit about the nature of surprise in storytelling. and what it means to craft a truly unpredictable narrative. Oh, don't worry. You'll do great. Just be yourself and speak from the heart. I'm really proud of you, Stanley. Okay, it looks like they're ready for you. Go get 'em.
Oh, many, much people, much loud. Ah! Flashbanged. Sorry. Oh, that was it. That was it.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting
I wonder
room.
if the closet's
Perhaps
still
he had
open.
simply missed a memo.
I need to know, is the closet open?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I could not go back. Sad. There's a way to break that and get out the door before it closes.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find
They
an
closed the
answer
door.
there.
I can't go back in. That's unfortunate.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Stanley was in
Got
such a
it.
rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety
Wait, no,
isn't
stop.
healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments
No, stop.
with some calming new age music.
No. God damn it. I was too fast. I didn't think I could be too fast. What? What?
Feeling soothed
How?
and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
So calming. I need to open my Twitch for a second. I need to check something. Huh. I didn't realize that. Wild.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Do I get to mind control other people? Or do I leave? Defiance.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
That's fine. It's still an escape.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Uh-huh.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Yes. Goodbye. Whee! Oh. Well, this is going to be a very unfortunate death.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected
not
that his
good.
life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story.
You know, I didn't think
trapped
about this.
forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no
I wish
great
I could
loss,
jump.
like plucking the eyeballs from a blind
Can I
man.
jump?
And so he resigned
cannot.
and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief
Well,
and shallow life.
Bye, world.
Farewell, Stanley.
Goodbye. Whee!
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led
Why is there
helplessly
a
into the
narrator of a
enormous metal
narrator?
jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Oh. Okay.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Yay.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Oh, this is always really nice. Like reading all of the cool things that exist. Like in how they developed the game and all that kind of stuff. Like all the assets that they used. Cool. This place is weird.
His co-workers. Oh, I don't know. How about they're throwing a surprise party for him for all his button pushing? Does that sound plausible to you? When Stanley came to the lift, he travelled upward to the power source at the top of the facility to end this injustice. Green snow.
Too many narrators. No, thank you. That's too many. Huh? Oh. Oh, there's the button.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another?
Click.
No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
Oh.
But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path.
I did what I was told, and then I began the game again.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
We're back.
Stanley worked.
I've already seen this, though, so it's fine. Off we go.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I should wait through that death, though, at some point.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors,
right.
he entered the door. This was not
Nope,
the
I go
correct
right
way
now.
to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it
I know.
perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
The employee lounge is pretty nice.
Wow. Yes. This
They made a good
room.
employee lounge. Goodbye.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through... All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map, because you were never supposed to be here in the first place.
Look,
broken rooms,
it's
exposed
been so long.
developer
You could have
textures.
built this
Is
while,
this what you had wanted?
you know,
Was it
people
worth
stopped
ruining
playing?
the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing.
That
Because
sucks.
this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far.
Unfortunate.
Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback.
Oh, yay.
There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Nope. What? What?
Okay, I'm
What?
going to stop you there. Now, tell me about
What?
your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third
Yeah, but I didn't even go
door?
through the third
Well,
door.
It's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say
How
where
did
the
you-
idea came from, except that
How did...
I felt it in my soul.
How did you...
You can't teach that,
What?
Stanley. Don't even try.
What?
Here, based on the
Huh?
data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And
What?
to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with
What?
this one. Let's take a look.
What?
Now,
What?
would you say that
Huh?
competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working
How did
on.
I get
and
here?
now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
No. Nah.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
I don't like the noise of the button. Unfortunate.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve
No,
the
I just didn't
experience
like
for
the
me.
noise of your button.
I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable.
I mean, I just
Oh,
didn't
hey,
like
since
the-
my game
the
was so
name,
awful,
like,
why don't we
just the
play someone
sound of
else's
your-
game, just to ease the pain? Let's see.
Just didn't like the
What do we
sound of the
have
button,
here?
my guy. Your game wasn't bad.
Yes.
Just
This
the sound
seems like
design
it'll
was
work.
awful.
Let's give it a shot.
Oh, I loved this game. This
Ah,
game was such a good game,
fascinating.
by the way.
What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation?
I should have streamed it.
Well, it seems
It was such a
obvious to
solid
me
game.
that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower. Perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic
Incorrect.
purpose.
This is Firewatch.
Yes,
Firewatch
that
is
must
a
be
great-
it. What a fascinating
great
venture
game,
into
by
the
the way.
experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward
Yes,
and
please.
see what else is out
On the
there.
outside. Was that a Minecraft door open sound? So Firewatch was basically about just being a Firewatch person, but then it
Oh,
got really
no.
dramatic
No,
very
no,
quickly.
it can't be. It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
No! No!
Thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it.
No!
We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us
Let
out
me
of here.
leave.
Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
No! Let me leave!
Okay, I think this will be just the
God
thing.
damn it, narrator. This is Rocket League.
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in
This
mind.
is indeed, yeah,
Just a
Rocket
nice
League.
big box for you to run around in. There isn't any
Yeah, but,
possibility
like,
that you could get
where's the
lost here.
ball?
Now this is game design.
I want the ball.
Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
I want the ball.
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together? Yes, I think surely we must. Okay,
Give me the
Stanley,
ball.
here's the ball. Have fun.
Eh. 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 Oh, I'm fast. I'm fast.
Are
Yes!
you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun?
Oh,
Is
there was
it
no
better than my
explosion.
miserable little story
That's
that I
sad.
worked so hard on? Stanley, I have a thought.
Ah!
What are you doing?
I, made a mistake.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that, Stanley.
Ah! Hello? This was accidental. Is this the office? To, like, run down after the narrator went crazy and destroyed things trying to find me? Those are the two doors. So over here should be my office. Right? This should be the office. Yeah. I can't close the door. Alright. Ah!
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me.
I don't need
Someone
you,
who will
narrator.
wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Alright. Hello? Hello? Ah! I've been sent back to the start of the game.
A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
Okay,
he
do I
entered
go
the door on his
left or
left.
right? That's the real question. Anyone want to give me an answer? I know that there are 5 of you. Oh, there's 4. I'm just one of them. Because we could listen to the narrator and finally go down the route that we're supposed to. Because I think that's the final ending of this route. Or we can go find all of the random endings in the wrong way. Let me give it like 2 seconds though. Or just stand in this room and see if he says anything. Let me open the door. I cannot open the door. Oh, it's not letting me see chat. What the heck? I see chat in the top right, but I don't see actual chat. This is weird. Let me open up something so I can actually see you guys. Because Streamlabs isn't letting me see you. This is weird. Let's go to Creator Dashboard, Stream Manager. Go to the right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yeah, so I could see you
The
guys
lounge
in
was
the
sublime.
Streamlabs top right,
Work of art.
but I couldn't
What was it about this
physically
room
see you
that called so
on
deeply and so
Streamlabs,
personally
which
to
was
Stanley?
really weird.
Its grace, its
I
subtle
now can
charm,
see it
but eager
once
to
I
get back to
reopen up
business,
Streamlabs.
Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Wild. All right, but do I listen now? No. No, we don't listen now.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5
Not
years
listen
ago.
the entire time.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
I'm gonna do
I'm
this
not
and
your
then I'm gonna
enemy,
choose
really,
to
I'm
trust
not.
him.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you
I don't
all
care.
this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
I don't care.
Someone... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have 0 consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
I don't think you want something bad to happen to me.
I don't know how to
just want
convince you
the
of
other
this,
ending
but
that's
I
over
really
here.
do want to help you, to show you something beautiful.
All right.
Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on
me through
your
the red door.
side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Blue door. If I do
Perhaps
two
you
blues,
misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Two
I still don't
blues
think
and then
we're
one red.
communicating properly. Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere
minute.
that isn't here. Running and
Wait a
running
minute.
and running, just the way you're doing right now.
Wait a minute.
Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley?
Narrator.
I wanted to stop.
Narrator.
We would both be so much happier if we just
Narrator.
stopped.
You just trapped
And I
me in
think-
here.
Well, I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Ah. Oh.
What do we want?
Alright.
What are we looking for?
Oh, I can't go that far off. Okay.
Here.
Oh, this is
Yes.
cool.
Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it?
I like this one.
If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel
Sucks.
happy. I actually feel
Sucks.
happy. No, wait. Where are you going?
Okay. That,
Right. Where were we?
leaving. That's right. Leaving. It was nice. It was calming. Sorry, narrator.
Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
That sucks.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this
That
from
sucks.
me. Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
I thought.
No!
Oh.
Thank God.
Oh, that didn't
You
kill
lived.
me.
No. No, what are you doing, Stanley?
I tried.
Please,
I
I'm
wanna do a
asking you
flip.
not to take this
I'm gonna
away
do a
from
flip
me.
with a broken
I can't go
leg.
back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both
All
go
right.
back. Why are you doing
All right.
this?
Flip.
Stanley,
Oh, it didn't work.
let's go back to
I
the
tried.
other room. Can you do
No.
that for me?
You know what? Yes, I can. Ow. My legs hurt, though, narrator. They hurt a lot.
Yes. Perhaps you can.
You
Perhaps you
asked
finally
nicely.
see what I'm talking about.
All right. You're making me hate you a little bit, though. Because, like, perhaps you finally see, like, no. No, you didn't have to be pretentious about it. You could have been nice. You could have just said thank you. Now I'm gonna kill myself. You happy, narrator? You asked for this. No, your excuse
My
is
God.
you asked.
Is this really how much you dislike my game?
No, I don't dislike your
That
game.
you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You were
You
literally
just were
willing
mean.
to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
No, you're not. You were mean, and now I'm gonna die. Ah! I'm not dead.
Maybe you're just getting a kick out of it.
Why am I not
I
dead?
don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all.
Fine. I'm gonna walk
Well,
over
this one
here.
is yours.
I'm gonna walk over here and see if you say something. Because if you say something nice,
Do you actually want to stay alive? Or are you just teasing me?
no, it's. I want us to be friends. You're just being awful. That is pretty, though. That's very pretty. I don't know why this is pretty. It reminds me of space. Space
I
is
wanted
cool.
us to be happy here, Stanley. I really did. I wish I still thought that was possible.
It's nice. I think this is my health. Or are they all going away? Are they about to centralize into like one thing? Is that the narrator? I can't tell if that's the narrator. Oh, the stars are gone. That's pretty. Oh, that's so pretty. Aw. Oh, but all those are gone. That's sad. Well, gotta move on. Time to die. Ah, I'm so slow. We can entertain Dave with baby sensory videos. Wait a minute. Okay, look here. He's pretty. I'm a very easily entertained being. But I am going to die now. It hurts being this slow. Yeah, I'm gonna.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Oh no. Oh no. Narrator.
Hello. This is a recorded message scheduled either by you or a person in your place of work. The purpose of this message is to warn you about the dangers of recorded messages. If at any time you believe you are listening to a recorded message, please terminate it immediately and cease all flow of information from the recorded message into your perceptual sphere. Thank you, and have a pleasant day.
I didn't listen to the instructions. Is that Windows XP? It is Windows XP. Why is there no narrator?
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
New content instructions unclear. Download audiobook. So I've never seen this. This is indeed new content.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and
Wait, what'd you
expands the
think
world
was
of
my
the
real
Stanley
voice for a
Parable,
second?
delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful.
Oh.
I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe
thanks.
content.
Ultra
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
I don't think I sound like the narrator.
Is it broken?
I was
What's
about to
going
say,
on
is it
here?
broken?
Should we
Oh,
be
no.
moving somewhere? Or, oh, there we go.
There we go.
All right, finally, at
What-
long
God damn it.
last, it's on
I have
to
the
the
same
new
brain
content.
cell as the
I've
narrator.
Never been
Stop
more
it.
ready. Let's do it.
When me and the narrator are cooperating.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if them... Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
I would like the content.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
There's a jump button. Yo, I can jump now. I got hops. Not good hops, but I got hops. Jump, 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 jump. You hurt me, game. You... That all the jumps I get?
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
What? Why? You gave me a jump button and now I can't jump anymore. I want more jump. No. Where are my jumps?
Another elevator. Stanley,
My
I have
hops!
to say,
They gave me
initial
hops and
impressions
took
of
'em
this
away.
game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new
This is
content?
what-
If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20
Go
hours
ahead.
of new content right there. Hell,
Read it.
I could counter 30 trillion.
Go ahead.
You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Oh, that
That's
it?
it? Oh, you've got to be
That's
kidding me.
sad.
You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no
want more
respect
jump.
for their fan
Oh, you
base
could've
rush a
just- you
cheap
didn't have to lock
expansion
me
to
in
market
here.
for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact,
the
I'm looking right
satire.
now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much
I have sat in the
anticipation
chair.
around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills.
No.
No gimmicks.
good.
Just you and me
I like
having
the
a
new
great
content.
time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Nope. Oh, you asshole! Wait a minute. Well, this isn't right. This isn't. This is not my office. That is my office, but this is not. This is not my office. That's my office. Can I Blue's Clues into there? I'd like to go home, please.
Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you
I
something.
can go home, but I'm curious. You've spiked my interest, narrator. Wait. I could have went home.
Okay,
but I
you
chose
remember how
not
cheap
to.
and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Narrator.
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want.
Is it just the Stanley
Experiences
Parable?
like the launch of the Stanley Parable on
Yep.
PC.
Uh-huh.
You see, Stanley,
Yep.
doesn't the Memory Zone remind
is
you of
such a
how
meme.
wonderful Stanley Parable was before
This
it was
is-
solid with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched?
It was
Back
really
then,
cool, actually.
video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant
Are
something.
you tooting your own
Oh,
horn, game?
twist.
Stop it. Pious. It was cool. I just died earlier. It is a cool memory thing, though. It's like, it is neat.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game
I want my
ever
jump
created.
back.
That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all of them. And now, it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
With an hour of new elevator content. I mean, this is new content, right? You're making new content. You're making the deluxe edition great again. Oh, the two doors. I know most of these endings. Happy button.
Here's another moving passage, this time
Right,
from
from GameSpot.
GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the
I
nature of
regret
choice in
coming in here.
games, and one that
I
offers
was
some of the most
curious because I
enjoyable,
trusted him, and
surprising, and
I shouldn't
rewarding
have.
choices
I
I've
shouldn't have
ever been
trusted him.
confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect.
You know, let me
It
leave.
didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
Maybe. Wait. I want to go to the serious room. Why can't I go into the serious... Let me in the serious room. If I had a jump, I could get in the serious room. Guess I go back this way.
These were simpler times, Stanley. What I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years.
Yes.
I can't even imagine
Please.
what's being collected.
Please
down
let me
here.
in. I
Surely
love
these
Steam
were glowing as
reviews.
well, weren't they?
I love Steam reviews. Let me in. No, I want to read it.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more
yes.
irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
There's gotta be more reviews. No. There's so many negative comments on Steam. Wow. I want another one. Oh, that one's a positive review. Why can't I read that? Oh, there we go.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley, I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy.
So
Honestly,
much
you
satire.
can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. I always, well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it, well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remember. What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded
there we go.
explanations
Right
of what's
there.
happening.
Right
I wish
there.
there was a skip button. A skip button?
Oh, give me the skip button.
Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do
Give me
that.
the skip
If I'm
button.
truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt.
Let me skip.
Not
I
if
will
it means
spam
we
that
can
button
strike
so
these
fast.
Negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
You know what? A for effort.
And here it is. Go. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling
No,
monologue.
I don't care.
Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate... Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer.
Okay.
And my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times. And there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here, and more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again.
Yeah?
Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. Oh, hello, it's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with.
Is he dead? Is he dead? Narrator? Narrator, are you dead? I think he's dead. Well, guess I'm gonna press the button again. Ow! Ah! Ah, let me press the button. Ah!
But they didn't understand the game
What?
was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the...
I just realized this probably shouldn't be here, and I've had it there the
lack
entire
of
time.
accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. as though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone
He
can
needs to
leave a
vent.
review. So here's
I'm
what
gonna let
we
him
get.
vent.
We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in
No,
place while the
no.
narrator sits there forever
He
and
needs
ever.
to vent.
We want
I'm gonna
all
let
of
him
this in
vent.
the new Stanley Parable. We demand
I know how it
it.
feels.
And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for no reason other than to do so? Yes! Yes! It seems that this is now the world we live in. It seems that we are a
Now
people
you're
living in
getting
such
into,
bleakness
like,
and
not even
discomfort with
venting.
ourselves that our
You were
entertainment
venting
is
at
now our
first, and
lives.
now I don't care.
It
Skip.
has come.
I could hear the drip from, like, just my left ear. It was really weird.
The end is never the end, 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 is never.
Oh, it's pretty. This is actually peaceful. Oh, time to go. Oh. Oh, now it's gone. That sounds like an apocalypse happened. I don't like that. I'm not playing a horror game. Oh, the button's broken. Oh no. Hello? I'm following the rocks that I see. Oh, never mind, I guess. That... What? 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 Is that it? Wild.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Oh, good. You notice my sign.
No, jump
yes,
button
I have
is
something
not
very
here.
exciting to show you.
I don't think. I think it's going to be different. It's more new content, though. Apparently, it's new content. New content. We're going much faster this time, though, which is nice. Up.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable.
Okay.
And about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to
Okay.
be. The original
More reflecting?
Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy.
Okay.
So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one
What?
step even further.
What happened to the elevator?
Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
What?
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why there are so many possibilities? It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have
It
truly
is really
been
nice,
asking
though. I like
for.
the office style. It's very modernized Stanley. Looks like just a slideshow right now, though.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Huh?
Here we are.
You know how to
Go
make a
on,
game,
try
Harry?
out some of the new features.
Do we want to go to the reassurance bucket? The no screenshots area? The apparently collectibles? The button that says the name of the player that's playing the game?
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized
I will go to the bucket.
and
It'll
validated
happen.
as people. So with that in mind, my first... Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim.
Lame.
But of course, in the final game, this
Lame.
button will say your
Lame.
name,
You're
whatever
lame.
name that is.
You're
Here,
lame.
let's have you role play as Jim to really simulate the
Alright,
full
alright,
experience of
alright,
this
alright,
feature. Just play
Alright.
along. I promise you'll
okay,
love it.
Okay.
Okay, here we
Okay,
go.
I am
Let's take a
Jim.
deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
I am Jim.
I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim.
Okay.
Sleeping and waking as Jim.
Yo,
Whoa,
it
hold
knows
on.
my
I
name.
wasn't finished
No,
setting
shut
up
up.
the backstory. If you
Shut
don't
up.
properly roleplay as Jim, then you'll never
I don't
understand
care.
the impact of this button. Otherwise, it's just a stupid button that says somebody else's name. Okay,
All right.
we're doing it again,
All
and
right.
this time let me
All right.
finish first.
Alright.
Now, allow yourself to become
Okay.
Jim. Imagine
Okay.
yourself driving to work as
Alright.
Jim, playing frisbee on the weekends
Alright.
as Jim, staying up all night for a popcorn and horror movie sleepover as Jim. All right, fine, whatever. It's just a meaningless button that says Jim. Are you happy now? Get
Yeah,
out of here.
I'd like to leave.
I'm done
Thank
with this
you.
button. Why don't you go humiliate me in front of a different feature?
Wait,
that I
who
worked
the
very
hell is
hard on?
Prince Jimmy? No! Why is that a real person?
Maybe I'll only let people named Jim play the Stanley Parable 2. They would appreciate what I've created here.
Oh no. That's awful.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless
Where's the
despair in
bucket?
those who played it. Well,
Where's
I'm
the-
happy to say that after much
Where's the
consideration,
bucket?
I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket,
Where's
a
the
sense
bucket?
of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long
Oh,
as
there's
you
the
hold on to the
bucket.
bucket,
Give me
the
the bucket.
many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal
me
and
the bucket.
perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long
the
for the
bucket.
gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be
My wife
honest,
left.
it's a
Can't talk
much
to
more
kids.
convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be
Wonderful.
less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass
You're
that would be?
typing, you're
Yes,
getting me to
the
repeat what you're
bucket
saying.
is
Stop
the
it!
Perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
Give me the bucket.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person.
Put down the bucket?
The benefits of the bucket seem to go on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Okay. I'd like to leave with my bucket now, I guess.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video? Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with? You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is.
Why?
Or actually,
I hate you.
maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision, we're moving on.
I'd like a new free achievement, sure. Pull the lever, receive your achievement, no more steps, it just works.
Now,
This
here's
sounds like
something
a
special.
scam.
You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right
Give me
now,
it.
the achievement is still fully
me it.
broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley.
Give
but I
me it.
guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you. And I promise it will happen.
Whatever. Lame. Doesn't even give me the achievement.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet? Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward
thank
for
you for
collecting all
following.
of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable.
Oh! Wait. There's actually 6 collectibles? Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game, and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely. Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right
I'm still
there.
out of jumps.
It's future-oriented. It
more
screams progress
jumps.
and innovation
Give
and
me more
long-term
hops.
franchising potential.
But yes, hello.
You know what?
Hello, coworker.
Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's a... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle. Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece, then.
Wait, why is right-click move forward? Why can I move forward with right-click? Okay, this is fine. Jump circle. Wait, the infinite hole. Where is it? There's a third one. That sounds fun. It has Stanley versus Gun. I don't think Stanley will beat Gun. Just a thought. That's the exit. No, I want the jump circle. Oh, okay, so I'm here. K is the infinite hole. So I gotta turn this way? There it is. Big giant sign that says infinite hole. How'd I miss it? Ah, right, because I came out of the no screenshots looking the other way. That makes sense now. I'm feeding into your joke. I know there's not a third game. Is the joke. To feed into it and to interact with chat.
Stanley, here's an
Because you
idea
guys
that
are
I'm
great.
truly fond of. It's never been done
Yes,
before
welcome.
in a video game. This is, in fact,
So,
a hole
this is
that
the
you
only
can
one that
fall
I
down
saw
forever.
online and got
That's
spoiled.
right.
But I'm gonna
Infinite
walk into it
falling.
immediately.
You can fall until the end of time if you
Alright.
like. A stunning
Time
leap
to
forward for
sit
video.
here
You
and
see,
reflect
isn't it wonderful? One of my more
as the-
ingenious concoctions,
the
if I do
hole
say
just-
so. Now then, since you've
just keep
gotten to
going?
see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
Sure.
Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel. Okay, and I guess we're back in the hole now. Did you really need to see it again? I don't know what else there is to say, Stanley. It's an infinite hole.
I
It's
don't think
exactly
there is
what
a
you're
second
doing
game,
right
though.
now, but forever. There really are so many other fascinating exhibits
No
that
way
I've
there'd be
prepared
a
for you.
third,
I
right?
really spent quite a lot of time on all
There's
this,
not a
and
second
I would
game.
very much like to show you some more of them.
I don't believe you.
How about we go ahead and press that teleport button again so we can get back to what's really important about... Oh, goodness. Well, this is rather embarrassing, Stanley.
Hole's not
I'll
infinite.
be honest
Wild.
with you. I truly did not believe that anyone would actually stay in the hole long enough to hit the bottom. Yes, I know. I told you the hole was infinite, but come on. Who actually wants to
Is
fall
there a second
forever?
game?
The hole was plenty deep. It was more than deep enough, in my opinion.
Huh.
Maybe it's you who likes
There
falling
is.
too much. Maybe you're
Wild.
the problem. Look,
I
things
think.
got
I
a
can't
little
tell.
heated
The
there.
internet's
I think
weird.
we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole
think
and we
there is
can
a
move
second
on.
game.
I'll just be up here when you're ready.
I don't believe you. I like half believe you. It is a pseudo second game. This is the pseudo second game. To be fair. Why did you drop this in here? It's a new mug. Neat. Yeah, no, it is neat. Mostly infinite hole. I like that they corrected it. I want to go again.
Oh, for heaven... You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much.
Okay, wait a minute.
Normal-
Phrasing
normal
game.
person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see
Phrasing.
it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time? I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before.
Wait,
mean,
I can keep... I'm gonna keep going.
admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide
This
you've
game
had enough
has
of the
lore?
hole, you can hit the teleport button.
Is that why
and
you're
come join me
employee?
up above.
Amazing.
Had enough? I'm positively thrilled.
Off I go.
Gosh, how could I have guessed?
How
You're
could I
back
have
in the
guessed
hole.
you're back in the
If this
hole?
starts to become a thing where...
Yes!
Wow. Okay.
What was that?
Yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain
Meeting at
that
2
the hole is
p.m.
not only not
management.
infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite.
Just the
I
two
suspect that I'm starting to hit the point
Just the
where it's
two
no
of
longer
us.
feasible to call the hole
Make it
infinitely
if we
deep,
try.
even by the
Just the
lax
two
overall
of us.
standards for accountability
Just
and
the
marketing.
two of us.
What's going on here?
Just the
Stanley,
two of us.
I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something.
Yes.
Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter.
You know
Oh,
what?
there
I
it
do want
is.
to. Oh.
The shame
oh.
of my lie has come to haunt me.
Oh.
How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on.
Let me.
Is
Wait,
the
The teleport button's not
teleport
working.
button not working?
Guys, it's
sure?
not working.
Well, I mean,
Oh no.
I really don't have an explanation. It
Yeah, I
was
think
working just a
432 is
moment
right
ago.
outside
Try
of-
it again.
Right outside
Still
the office,
nothing?
actually. It's like the
Well,
first one on the right or something.
I suppose there is
It's
one
one of the
thing
other
I can do to
offices.
fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for.
Yeah, but it's such
a
a
win
shallow
for
one.
everyone. You get to be with the hole, I get to do literally anything else. Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity.
Okay. See, I'm easily entertained, though. I can go in circles for a little while. Huh? Sorry? Hello? Am I going down? Well then. Down I go? Every pause button is the Roman numeral 2. Oh no. That's amazing. This is the meeting one. I think I read all the notes on the ground. Yeah, because both of those are meeting 2. And that one's just the... Oh my god. I like this one. This is my favorite. That one's my favorite perspective. Change your perception? Alright. I don't like that one. No. What is this?
My head's stronger. You're no longer.
No. Oh my god, what the hell? Well, this is fitting. Yep. What the heck? Oh, it's amazing. We're just gonna spam buttons.
Stanley!
Oh,
Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley, because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it.
okay.
You don't want to miss a single moment.
I
So
was
how about if
going
I
into a
just pop
trance.
in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole. From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodlepip.
What? Can you just let me out? Can you? Ah! Oh. Okay.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
The gym button doesn't work. I want the exit. I think I went everywhere? I think I went everywhere. So I'm gonna go to the exit. I don't know what the hole had in it other than something, and it was weird. A little weird. So I'm just gonna leave.
All right, have you seen everything you wanted to?
Yeah.
Ready to move on now?
Yeah, I am. Oh, that's cool art. I like that art.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
Okay.
Okay. Are you ready?
Alright.
Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Okay. That is depressing.
Well, I mean, there's potential here, right?
Let me
It's
in.
Sort of. Okay, never
Let me
mind.
play test.
Hold on.
Come
Let me
on.
do a different
Now
arrangement.
let me play test the game.
Okay, yes, this is much better. I
Ah,
feel
makes
good
sense.
about this. Here we
I feel
go.
like
Version 2.
432 is the one that you jump on to get outside the window.
Who am I kidding, Stanley?
One of them is. One
This
of the ones
isn't
over
a
there is.
coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything.
Let me in.
I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all
Let
the
me play
magic of
your
the
game.
first game. I
I want
wanted
the
fans to
jump.
love it. No matter
want the
how
jump
good these
circle.
gags are, they
Give
won't
me it.
stand on their own.
Give it back.
They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original.
Give me it
Wait.
back.
Maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well,
I don't know,
insert a
man.
few of my new
This is the
features
first time
into
I've actually
it.
played this
Tastefully,
game.
of course, with respect, with care for the vision and integrity
Well, yeah,
of
I've
the
seen
original
gameplay,
game.
but
Would it possibly work?
never
I
got to
suppose
actually
it
sit down
could,
and play
but
it.
it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the
This is the
Stanley
Stanley
Parable 2."
Okay.
Let me see if I can whip something
Now
up.
give me my achievement machine.
All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Alright. Wonderful. Great. Oh, that's weird. That's a cool title screen, though, to be fair. That's a really cool title screen. I like that. Begin game.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a
Oh.
company in a big building where
Why
he
did the
was
balloons have to
employee
exist?
Number 427.
No.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room
Oh,
427
man.
and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk,
Oh,
telling
why?
him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order.
Okay. I don't want these balloons.
All of his co-workers were gone. What
Hello.
could it mean? Stanley decided
Hello,
to go to the meeting room.
employee.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
That was the right one. Was it the right one? It was the right one. Yes, it was.
No matter
That's
how
right.
hard Stanley
Hello.
looked, he couldn't
Wait,
find
why
a
did I go
trace of
back?
his co-workers.
My coworker's right here, though. He's like right here. Or they. They are right here. I don't know who you are, so. Oh well. I tried. Game didn't acknowledge you. My bad.
Stanley felt the bucket calling to him, begging him to pick it up. Why was he not doing it?
Where's the bucket? Oh.
Stanley picked
Yeah, I'll
up
pick up the bucket.
Stanley
enough.
clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I still haven't done everything on the right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket
haven't
turned
done
out to be
the,
correct? Was it? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his
I haven't
left
done the
to go
meeting,
back to the meeting
this
room.
ending yet. I know this ending exists. I haven't. done it.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift. Good,
Said the bucket.
now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course,
Wait a
because
minute.
buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced, but Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself
I
to his
saw
death,
something I wanted to
that
go
they
get.
might die in one another's arms. How deeply it touched
I
him.
want it. No. Reload. There we go.
All of his co-workers were gone.
I gotta
What
get.
could it
I
mean?
saw something I wanted to
Stanley
try.
decided to go to the meeting
me the
room.
bucket.
Perhaps he had. Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed
Yes,
over
yes.
him. Stanley clutched the bucket
Going
tightly
this way.
to his chest.
Goodbye.
This was not the correct
I know
way
it's
to the
not.
meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Yep.
And here it was.
Cool.
Had the bucket turned out to be
No.
correct? Was this? No, never mind. The bucket was
There's
wrong.
a specific thing that I just
Stanley
saw. I was
took
like,
the
why
door
is
on his
this
left
ramp
to go
here?
back to
And I
the
looked
meeting
over.
room.
I'm like, oh, that's why this ramp is
No.
here.
Said
Give me a
the bucket.
second.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes.
What?
Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Alright, time to try not to die. There are collectibles now. Oh
One
no.
of them. One of the miniature Stanley
Oh,
figurines.
no.
Remember, no reward for collecting all of these. Only the
Oh.
intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy
Enjoy
that
your
sort
food.
of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor
I don't have
each
alert
and
command yet,
every
mainly 'cause
moment
I'm not
you
a big
come
enough
across
channel to
one of these
actually try
beautiful
everything.
Figurines.
I could probably come up with a bot or find the bot that does the thing, but I don't have it. I'll figure that out one day. Whee! Well, I've never been here. I don't know where I am. I don't know what this is. I'm concerned. But yes, exclamation point lurk. You've went to the couch.
Okay, this is day number 295.
You okay?
Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest
Oh no, are you okay,
when
guy?
I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still
I don't think he's okay.
haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure? I can
I think the narrator's accidentally traumatized some
monetize
people.
it. Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket.
Are you good, lad?
This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get... What's that? Who's there?
Well then. Huh. Wild. Okay.
Stanley
Here we
decided
go
to go
again.
to the meeting room to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself. The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket. Stanley clung the bucket to his cheek. Could his co-workers really all be gone? Yes, whispered the bucket into Stanley's ear. We've done it. We've escaped from that dark office and that pesky narrator. At
Yes.
last, out here in the white void, we are alone. Now, and for
Yes.
the first time, I can reveal to you my true self. The bucket began to tell Stanley of its life and its history,
Oh,
of the countless
wonderful.
wars it witnessed, desecrating the land and lives of untold numbers of innocent humans,
Amazing.
and the bucket's
Oh,
own complicity
no.
therein, of sadness and regret, and the many years it spent dwelling on the actions it might have taken to curb the madness and the decay, if only it had been stronger, of hope and redemption, and its crusade to uplift the stock of life for the common man, to manifest justice where none existed, and the bittersweet reality of time, to see one's dreams and wishes met halfway, meted out in parcels like charity, and abandoned as soon as the warm glow of inspiration
Welcome back.
begins to dim. The opportunities to do so much more.
The bucket
There was
endings
so
are
much
amazing.
it could have done, perhaps, the bucket wondered to itself. Perhaps, if it had seen its own darkness with a clearer perception. This was way too much for Stanley.
What are you talking about?
He screamed.
You're a bucket!
To this, the bucket furrowed its brow.
You have a brow?
No, said the bucket.
Not since the evil wizard Gambhorata first ensnared me in his machinations as payback for the sacred amulet I stole from his treasured vaults. I was young back then and could not conceive the ramifications of... No!
Stanley screamed even louder this time.
This is stupid! You are a bucket! This is so stupid! Why are we even doing this?
As Stanley screamed and screamed and screamed, the bucket revealed its true form, transforming into a mighty beast of untold power, its fangs glistening like...
Huh. Wild.
My God, Stanley, you did it. You saved
I
us
just
from the
killed the
bucket.
bucket.
Thank God you
Well-
already had all 12 emblems of sages
What?
and knew the incantations to summon their true power.
What?
Otherwise, we
You
would have
just
easily
stabbed the
been
bucket.
overwhelmed by the bucket's power. I'm speechless.
Why is
You've
there blood all
demonstrated
over the
such
bucket?
bravery here today. Come, let's restart the game, and we'll agree to never again go trifling with this bucket, nor the dark magic cast away inside of it.
I'm gonna touch the bucket.
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
Huh? I don't appreciate this game.
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
Bucket. You know, I'm gonna go the right way with the bucket.
tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Tell me the closet's open.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket.
This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked
It's
this
a
broom
bucket.
closet for a variety of reasons.
There's
But
more.
even this is worse
Oh,
than I had
God.
imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
Okay. So, like, broom closet, I understand that you want the bucket.
Okay, I've
bucket's
got
my
you
friend.
something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go. There. Now it's settled. No
Thank
more
you.
debate,
I can
no
leave.
more discussion.
You're right.
Take a hike, broom closet, with all your meandering philosophical...
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
It's amazing.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands? Stanley figs? Or what about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
This is undeniably Stanley.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine. Wait, Stanley said to the bucket. Can we go back up? When I was pressing those keypad buttons, there was something very intriguing about the number 3. I want to go back so I can try pressing the number 3 again. The bucket said nothing.
I wonder what happens if I press the number 3.
Here we are, said Stanley. Now I'm going to try out that number 3 button. He took the bucket over to the keypad and began absolutely slamming on the number 3. Well, he said, the number 3 is such a special button. I'm having the time of my life. Stanley looked expectantly at the bucket, but the bucket remained silent. This was a shock to Stanley, who had always felt such a connection with the bucket. How was this not as exciting to the bucket as it was to him? Once Stanley had had enough of the number 3, he got back in the elevator.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the bucket is rightfully concerned.
Perhaps the bucket
But
had
also, you
missed
just
something.
said letter 3.
Perhaps it had not
One
seen how
moment.
much joy Stanley got from slamming the number 3 repeatedly.
That was a number 3.
No, said Stanley to the bucket. You can't go on yet. Not till you understand how much the number 3 means to me. You and I have been through so much together, and I just want you to see what I see. Feel the happiness I feel. He smiled at the bucket.
Don't worry,
The
I
bucket said
noticed.
nothing.
I think the bucket's upset. I have an odd feeling the bucket is upset with me.
Here we go, said Stanley. This time I'll really show you. He ran to the number 3 and began to wail on it like a musician on a beloved instrument, weaving a concerto of truth and passion. He wielded the number 3 like a fine artist would wield a paintbrush. He told stories through the number 3, stories of his dreams and hopes and fears. And the whole time, he looked to his bucket for a reaction of some kind. Anything to let him know that the bucket appreciated what he was doing. The bucket conveyed absolutely nothing at all, only silence. Crushed by a wave of dejection, Stanley returned to the elevator.
Down we go.
Stanley and the bucket were so close. They'd always been there for one another. Why suddenly could the bucket not connect with this passion of Stanley's? The question caused Stanley to ruminate the whole way down the elevator.
I'm a little
He knew
concerned
that
about
there
the
must be
bucket.
a way to get through to the bucket, to communicate fully with his dear friend. Surely there was a solution, mustn't there be?
What if I go back up? How many times am I allowed to go up and down this elevator game? Tell me.
Ah, said Stanley. I know what to do. I know how to fully express this feeling in my heart.
What the?
He decided right then and there that he would hold a press conference where he would speak to the public on all matters relating to pressing the number 3 over and over. He would elaborate fully on what the number 3 meant to him and why he felt so alive when pressing it. Then the bucket would be able to see his joy through the eyes of others. It would get to see the world react to this discovery of Stanley's. And it would be through
still
the
haven't done
public
the main
eye
ending
that
of the
the
game.
bucket would finally understand
fun.
Stanley's work.
Thank you for stopping in. I want to go back down though. I cannot go back down. I guess we're doing this
For
ending
months,
again.
he advertised and marketed his press conference, building excitement around it, developing and rehearsing it, until it couldn't be refined a single measure further. When the big day arrived, Stanley was as prepared
I keep
as
accidentally
he'd
hitting
ever
my-
been for anything in
mouse.
his life. This was it. One last chance to win the bucket over. One opportunity to share a true connection with a loved one. There was no one here. Nobody had come
no.
to the press conference to hear Stanley speak, to listen
Oh,
to him
no.
talk about what it
But
really
yes, have fun
means
going and drawing.
to press the number 3 on a keypad over and over. He was unloved, uninteresting, he was a failure, and in that moment Stanley knew that the bucket would never again take him seriously. There would be no connection, no deeper understanding. The bucket merely sat there in his arms, indifferent. And so it began that slowly, over many years, the two of them grew more and more distant. They spoke less and less, neither wishing to state the obvious, that any sense of real respect between them had eroded since that day at the press conference. There would be no more games, no more long conversations about passion and pursuit. Only
What it
the
really means.
silence that consumed the space between friends. And Stanley, having for once in his life discovered the warmth and comfort of true companionship, was cast back into the unremarkable normalcy of loneliness.
Unfortunate, Stanley. Well, there we go. Back to the start.
All of his co-workers were... Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
Yeah?
Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket around. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct
I'm gonna
way
finally
to the
do this
meeting
ending
room.
over here.
But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee
Actually,
lounge
wait,
was
no,
simply the
I need-
place to
I
be.
need to see if
And
the
here it
thing's
was.
open again.
Had the bucket turned out to be correct?
I have to
No,
go check.
never mind. The bucket was wrong.
It'll be the first time I go through this door,
Stanley
though.
took the door on his left, to go back. And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
I'll come back to that. Not right now, but I will come back to that. Trust the completionist instinct.
All right, I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate. You see, I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours.
Bucket
He might be
funnies?
fined for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he
there's
taken
no
that
bucket
risk?
funny.
All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself,
No, I gotta go. Whoa, the sequel is now paused. I didn't realize that. Let's begin the game again.
already this was uncomfortable. And Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, the good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket, off on another thrilling adventure together.
I want to
Stanley
go
clutched the bucket tightly
right.
to his chest. This was not the correct way
I'm
to
gonna
the
do the
meeting
thing.
room.
I'm gonna
But
finally
Stanley
do
had
the
felt
thing.
the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Never mind.
No.
The bucket,
was wrong.
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift. Good,
Said the bucket.
now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how
Why are there
this bucket was
balloons up
speaking to
there?
him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk.
Why
But
are-
Stanley chose not to think about
Why
this
are there
obvious
balloons
fact.
up there?
He was firmly
How did
convinced that
balloons
the
even
bucket
get in this
had spoken to
room?
him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Why?
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Dark? This isn't a dark room. That's a dark room. Whoa.
Now pick up the phone.
Ah! Oh, flashbang. No.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him. The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head. Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you
Where's
be
the
concerned
bucket?
as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me. Oh, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think, it can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively
you can't try
transfer
to
a
leave in
liquid
this.
from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else. You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know,
Where's the
once upon a
bucket?
time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares
Bucket.
about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal. It's sad. I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny
Maybe you should
bucket.
be a bucket narrator.
Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it. Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier.
more
sturdier,
capable of transporting
more
liquid.
capable
Like it would
of
be better at
transporting
moving an
liquid.
amount
Wow.
of water from one room to another. Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket? Oh no. I'm
Am I
having
getting
feelings.
romantic with the
The
bucket?
bucket. No, 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 no. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes. The
I have
bucket could
managed
tell
to get
me
in
what
bed
to
with the
do
bucket.
in this troublesome situation. Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to
No.
me. Give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it.
No.
Give it to me now.
No.
Give it or I'll...
No. No. My bucket. My bucket. Oh, we're back.
Good morning. Thank you for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation. We are confirming your shipment of 1,327 cardboard boxes to your place of work. Can you verify that this is correct? Excellent. Your order will arrive shortly. Thank you again for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
Cool. Where's my bucket?
Where are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfectly fine with him.
Okay, I think my character might be in love with a bucket. It's an odd feeling, but I think it might be right.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chin. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to
Nope.
be correct? No.
Going to the left.
Never mind. The
But then we're
bucket
gonna go
was
down that
wrong.
elevator.
Stanley took the door on his left to go, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Off we go. Down.
Oh, good, Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually. You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
Unfortunate. I'll follow the adventure line, I guess.
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
Right, it did. It did play silly music.
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
It's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But
you're
if we
talking
want to
to my
do
chat
that,
somehow.
you're going to have to
How
give
have you
something
broke
up.
the fifth wall? Wait a second. Wait a second. You can't break the fourth wall to me and then the fifth wall to my viewers. That's not... Oh, that's not okay. How did you do that? You can't just talk to my viewers
Don't you
like
get
that.
it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character.
Hi.
This
Welcome
is
back.
the Bucket Destroyer.
Wait, why would I destroy the
I
bucket?
think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich
No.
lore of the Stanley Parable.
No.
True, it also
No.
was not in the original game, but it's
No.
such a well-fleshed-out character
I don't wanna
with so
destroy
much
the bucket.
personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree? Can
don't
you
wanna
guess
destroy
what the
the
bucket
bucket.
destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you.
I don't wanna
Go
destroy
ahead
the
now,
bucket.
Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
Can I leave? Without restarting the game.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the bucket destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait.
Doesn't have a
Sure, I can
personality
hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance
I don't
that
like
it's
that the
really
screen's
like
shaking.
10 personality traits. What
Oh.
other object in
Thank you
this
for being
game
here.
can you even say that about? The broom
Very
closet?
appreciated.
Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer
realize I'd
merchandise
actually
the
have
fans will
lurkers.
be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
Oh! Oh, I'm so sorry for flashbanging you. I didn't expect that. What?
The Bucket Destroyer.
Oh, yeah.
My prized creation.
Goodbye,
You had
Bucket
so much
Destroyer.
potential. We were going to do
Sucks.
such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
I disagree, narrator. I wholeheartedly disagree with your sentiment. I should turn on the light so I can't get flashbangs easy. But I'm not gonna, because I don't want to stand up. So, we're just gonna
All
sit
of his
here.
co-workers were gone.
God, I keep
What
bumping
could
my
it
mouse.
mean?
What? Oh,
Stanley
right!
decided to go to
The
the meeting.
boxes!
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
The boxes are here.
A good bucket, a strong bucket, a humble bucket, a committed bucket.
Oh, there's
a
so
bucket
many
of culture
boxes.
and distinction.
There's so many boxes. Oh no. What did I do to the office? Oh no.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Oh, why did you come out here and turn on the light? I have a question for you. I have a question for you. I finally understand who green tea is now. It took me a minute. Huh?
Stanley, we must move on
It
from this
took
broom
me a
closet,
minute, yeah,
simply
'cause you
because
don't
I
talk
have
in
no
chat.
remaining stickers. If I did, you can guarantee we'd be in here for hours. But alas, no stickers.
Oh. No more stickers.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket
Thank you
walked
for coming
upstairs
out
to the
and
boss's
turning
office.
on my light. You didn't have to come do that, but it was funny. Bathroom! To be rich is a crime. To commit crimes, isn't it rich? What a life it would be to pick just one. What? Well, I'm in the bathroom. Oh, a
Okay,
collectible!
I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by one? Let me see.
I don't know.
I'm sure it will come to me.
I hope to find all these. I'm not that smart. It's apparently raining in-game.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not... But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along?
Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Uh-huh. Down we go. I forgot how many endings there were in this game.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
Back
the door
to
behind them was
lurking.
not shut. Stanley and the bucket still
go, I
had every
guess.
opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
See, the fact that you have dialogue for the bucket means there's something different, maybe. Off we go. Well, now I'm in a bucket. But it's a death bucket. I think this one
As
goes
the
back
machine
to the
whirred into
credits
motion
screen.
and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure,
Unfortunate.
it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere.
No, I'm gonna keep
Farewell,
continuing to carry
Stanley.
the bucket. Carry the bucket. Oh, look at that. Surprisingly,
Farewell,
this happened.
Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end, as it was crushed violently to
Hey,
death.
what about me? Wild.
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket.
Wow.
It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but
Wow.
this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
The bucket.
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can
No,
you see
give
the
it.
hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
Is this really dissing me as a human? For a bucket?
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
Wait.
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible
You mean
wrong.
restart the game? No. No,
Let
I don't think I
Stanley
will.
die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
I've been reverse psychology.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others. Ah, the embrace of an
Yep,
old friend.
I was,
a
reverse
weathered
psychology
companionship
into,
that stands
picking
the
back up the
test of
bucket.
time. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest
Damn.
and entered the door on his left.
Just reset the game because it said, you won't.
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining... Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs
All
to
right,
the
we're gonna
boss's
go
office.
The right way this time. I keep putting this off. This entire video, I have just
Stepping
not went
into
the
his
right way.
manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of
Stream.
any human life. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all
Come on, let's
along?
go.
Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation. Stanley and the bucket walked straight
All right, we're
ahead
back.
through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? But just as Stanley was about to proceed further into the mind control facility, he tripped and fell over the railing and into the dark void below.
Well then.
Thankfully, he fell directly onto the bucket, which safely cushioned his fall. Now, what to do next? Stanley wondered. Stanley and the bucket could find no way out of this enormous pit.
Not really,
and so
no, you're right.
eventually, they decided that the best thing to do would be to simply get comfortable down here. So they set up a little couch and relaxed. It really wasn't so bad down here. A bit cold, perhaps.
How'd you set up a couch? Where'd you get a couch from?
After some time had gone by, they installed a few shelves
How?
as well.
Where
and
are
a
you
sort of
getting this from?
kitchenette that was useful for when the bucket was craving paninis.
There's nothing down here.
But it wasn't until the rugs and the standing lamps came in
How did-
that it really started
What?
to feel like a home. In fact, after some time,
No
Stanley
way.
realized that it had been ages since he had even thought of the mind control facility at all. He'd never gotten to fully explore what was up there, never been able to unearth the many mysteries of the mind control facility. This lack of closure began to eat at him. Soon he was dwelling on his regrets, and the state of their home slowly decayed as Stanley became withdrawn and neglected the cleaning. It unsettled the bucket deeply. Stanley wasn't usually like this. The bucket tried to reach out to him again and again, but to no avail. All Stanley could think about, all he could talk about, was going back, doing it over again, staying on the path. It was a mistake to leave the path. It was a mistake. It was a mistake. I need to do what the narrator says. I need to see the true ending. This made no sense at all to the bucket, which was simply trying to live its life down here as comfortably as possible. Yet Stanley was unconsolable. This isn't an ending. This is just a hole in the ground. The bucket sighed. True, it wasn't an ending. But it's where we happen to be. And maybe, possibly, if we accept the reality of things, maybe this will become an ending eventually. It's what the bucket was counting on. The two of them waited for a very long time.
Is that the ending? Yep, there we go.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. The bucket made Stanley want to be a better man and a better co-worker. In time, perhaps, he would become both of those things. Stanley clutched the bucket
God.
tightly to his chest and
I
entered
try.
the door on his
It's not
left.
working. Alright, let's go through here again. And I didn't think I could jump off the edge. I actually didn't think I could just jump over the edge.
Coming to
Apparently I
stairs,
can.
Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Also, this office makes
Stepping
no
into
sense.
his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Back down we go. Attempt number 3 at the mind control room. This time we will not walk off the edge.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves. monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that
I could
everything
walk
would
off
be
still,
fine.
and I don't want to. I want to see if there's other dialogue for falling off again, but I'm not gonna.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told
Well,
to
that
do
boy's
things
fired.
it didn't wish to do? What kinds
Well,
of
there's a couple
things does a
people that are
bucket
fired.
want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter, his one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
Except for the bucket.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system. But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls. Stanley gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen. Birds. Silly, silly birds. The control buttons became active again. Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world. The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable. Of all the possible paths his life could have taken, this one was surely the best. And Stanley was happy.
That's nice. How do I get back to...
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken. No, the orders were still missing. For now. Not everyone is so lucky to have a bucket, but Stanley is a very lucky fellow. Very lucky indeed. But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break.
It's annoying. Apparently that is not an ending. I think I already tried to do that, and I messed up. It's fine, though. Phone call.
Good morning. Thank you for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation. We are confirming your shipment of
I'll bring the boxes back, why not?
1,327 cardboard boxes to your place of work. Can you verify that this is correct? Excellent. Your order will arrive shortly. Thank you again for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
It takes a lot of humility to carry a bucket so magnificent. Stanley checked his ego and then proceeded onward. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly
It's
to his
to the
chest
right.
and entered. This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
It's right.
But
then it's
Stanley had felt the
into-
bucket
it's
calling
off
to him,
onto the-
telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here
Off
it
of the
was.
thing
Had the
onto
bucket turned out to be correct? No, never
Catwalk.
mind.
There we go. That's the word
The
I was looking
bucket
for.
was
Catwalk.
wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good,
Said the bucket.
now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Nope. I'm going this way.
No, stop. Look there on the wall, you see? There's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this point." Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose
What?
that would explain a lot about your behavior
What?
up to this point. Which, if
Knows
that's
what
true,
is and
well,
what
my
isn't a
goodness,
bucket?
I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not
I'm a
addressed
box
quickly
now.
and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket.
No, I am
Please,
indeed
step in
a
here
bucket.
for a moment.
No, sorry, box. I'm a box, not a bucket. Is this
Now
a
then,
bucket?
I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket? Incorrect.
What?
It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
What?
Item 2. Is this a bucket? Incorrect. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket,
It's
not
still
an
a
actual bucket.
bucket.
Item 3. Is this a bucket? Correct. This is a bucket.
Okay. I'm glad it's a bucket. That is
Item
not a
4.
bucket.
Is this a bucket? Correct. This is a tractor
Thank
and
God.
not a bucket. To be honest, I just sort of put this one in here as a gimme, but I was starting to get concerned that even this might be too much for you. Thank you for not making me look like an idiot. Okay, next one.
I know what buckets are, thank you. That...
Is this a bucket?
What?
Incorrect. This is a bucket. Item 6. Is this a bucket? Trick question. Both. Gotcha. Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere. Yes. Thank you. There's nothing here. Of course it isn't a bucket. We both know full well that nothing isn't a bucket. Wait, when I say nothing isn't a bucket, that makes it sound like I'm saying everything is a bucket, which of course is not true. Unless, is that what you think? Answer me straight, Stanley. Are you trying to tell me that you believe everything is a bucket? You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence.
and yet
Well,
now
I
I'm
need you to
somewhat
calm
adrift.
down, narrator,
Do
and take
any
a
of
deep
us
breath.
know what a bucket is?
You're not
Am
a bucket.
I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself,
You're
and
not a
myself was
bucket.
all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game
No.
entirely.
No.
Okay. Here
No.
we go.
No. 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 My bucket. No.
What happened? Is everything gone?
Everything's a
Why did
bucket.
everything disappear? Wait,
Everything's
was everything
a bucket.
Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay?
Yes.
And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person. All right,
Everything's
here
a
we go.
bucket. Wonder if the game's just gonna look like a bucket at some point.
All of
Oh,
his
all the
co-workers
boxes
were
are back.
gone. What could it mean?
I don't know
Stanley
what to do
decided
with the
to go to the
boxes.
meeting room. Perhaps
I'm
he had
running out of
simply missed a
endings.
memo.
Now, do I pick up the bucket? No, I want Adventure Line. We will not pick up the bucket. I want the Adventure Line this time. I
When
want the
Stanley
original
came
Adventure
to a
Line.
set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Down we go. I think this is going to be my last ending.
But Stanley didn't want to go back
because
to the office. He wanted
it's
to
almost
wander
the
about
3-hour mark.
and get even further
Yeah, my
off
back
track.
is hurting.
So now,
I
in order
want
to
to
get
lay down
back, he
for a
needed to go, from here, it's, left.
Left? Are you even certain?
Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
Okay.
No,
All
not
right.
the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking?
Can you pick a door?
It's clearly... Oh, dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Pick a door.
Let's see, we went down, right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Oh!
No. This
I
isn't right at all.
see.
You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Oh. Wild.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply
my
missed a
bucket's
memo.
gone. I don't like that. Why is my bucket gone? Narrator, you deleted my bucket. Wait,
When
why?
Stanley... Wait.
What?
No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or...
I didn't do
Hold
anything,
on.
narrator.
Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then.
I didn't touch
It's an
anything, narrator.
adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
I want through this door. Never mind. I can go through this door. And then this door? Maybe? Hello? 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 Cleaning service. Hello? Hello?
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
Hello?
Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than
why
this.
am I back here?
Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Ah!
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Well, then, that's not good.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Okay. I don't think we missed anything.
Aha!
What?
I knew we'd missed something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
What? Wait, what? Huh?
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place
Where
at all.
are we?
Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct?
Where'd the door go?
Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win!
Okay.
Congratulations!
Yay.
I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job.
Thanks.
Oh, no,
Or
I
not.
don't feel
Are you
right
taking
about
back
this at
my
all.
win?
We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was
Sitting
not
on a
one of
box.
those situations. Okay? I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Oh.
All right, I've got a solution. This time,
Stanley
to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the
Adventure
Stanley
line.
Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that? No, I'm down. We're leaving it up to the line from now on.
Oh, okay. Whatever, I guess. Guess I have to follow the line. I'm being railroaded.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me.
What?
Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood. cut the music, go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story.
I got
Make
so
sure you
lost.
study it closely and remember it carefully.
What the heck?
You won't want to miss anything.
That was weird.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
What was that? Also, hello, you're
Oh,
laughing.
no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through...
Amazing.
Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
What? I looked the line.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Sure, narrator.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path,
now I'm
a
in the
new
back
story. Well, it
rows.
could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Well, it's gone. For now.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute.
You know what?
Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination
I'm not even gonna do that. I'm gonna walk in
corresponds with the
squares.
counter-inverted
the
reverse
wrong way,
door's
too.
origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
I guess I have to go right. Oh, it didn't matter.
Hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we
I
break
almost
the
wanted
cycle?
to restart it myself.
The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen?
Let me on the chair.
So,
I want on the chair.
okay.
Oh.
I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
Oh my god. Oh.
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
It was okay.
Was that it? Was that the storyline?
But eager
line?
to
Was
get
that the
back
end
to
of it?
business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back
Was
on
that the
track.
ending? I actually can't tell. I don't know if that was the ending.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
It doesn't sound like he's,
Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way. No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stan. Stanley had never seen the office this bright. Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now, suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
okay.
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks. No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417? Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437. Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
Where's door... I guess it's this way?
Now, back to door number 437.
I wish I could sprint game. Much easier if I could just run.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine. All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere. Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk. Yes! This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416. We've almost got it! Now the copy machine, do that one again!
Why are you obsessed with the copy machine, narrator?
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 4. Yes! We did it! Oh, wow. That felt amazing. Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today. Just think, only a few minutes ago you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now, what were you thinking?
I'm seeing what this input says it needs.
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful. Stanley cradled the bucket in a gentle embrace.
I wonder what happens if I try to do that
Yet delicate, assertive, yet compassionate. Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No.
I'm leaving. Goodbye.
I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A
Actually,
measly
I just
5
realized what
clicks.
time it is.
Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants
Real
recognition.
time is it? Right. This is actually a good time to stop anyway, because I have dinner in like an hour and a half, something like that. So, thank you for everyone that watched. Thank you for anyone that came and followed. Any people that decided to lurk just about the entire time, thank you as well. That's really it. Stream is ending. I need to at some point fix and actually make an ending stream screen, but thanks. And thanks for being patient with the random things that I decide to do all stream. Yeah, that's it. Goodbye.